Ready, start. Main question to be decided in this case is the application of principles of natural justice and fair hearings in arbitration proceedings. Appellant filed an application to set aside the award passed by the arbitrator under section 34 of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996 in bracket herein referred to as the Act. Various contentions were raised by the appellant. First contention was that there was no proper arbitration agreement. Second contention was that the arbitrator was not properly appointed and appellant never agreed for the arbitration or arbitrator. Thirdly, it was argued that former junior of the arbitrator was appearing for the claimants and therefore there are circumstances to doubt the impartiality of the arbitrator as provided under section 123 of the Act. Finally, it was contended that arbitrator decided the matter ex parte and award was passed without issuing proper notice and hence there is violation of the principles of natural justice. The district court found all these points against the appellant in the impugned order. The collector Jabalpur arbitration agreement is not required to be in any particular form. What is required to be ascertained is whether the parties have agreed to refer the dispute to arbitration. In this case, admittedly, disputes arose between the parties in respect of business transaction between them. By Annexure 1 and 2, letters produced along with the petition to set aside the award show that the respondent threatened initiation of legal proceedings, allegation, and breach of contract by the appellant. But the respondent graciously offered that the dispute could be settled by reference for arbitration. With regard to the third contention, according to the appellant, the advocate appearing for the claimants was a former junior. It was also contended that the arbitrator erred in not disclosing to the petitioners the fact that counsel who appeared for the respondent was a former junior of the arbitrator. It is found by the district court that the arbitrator had arbitrated an earlier dispute between the same parties and in the arbitration the very same junior counsel had appeared for the respondent. No objection was raised against the continuance of the arbitration in that proceedings or to the engagement of the said junior counsel by the respondent. No doubt the arbitrator must be impartial. This maxim includes not only if judge is a party to the case but also if he has an interest in the case. But the sole arbitrator has no personal interest in the matter. It is the contention of the appellant that since former junior to the arbitrator was appointed for the claimants, there is likelihood of bias or responsible suspicion of his impartiality. Justice should be rooted in confidence. Justice should not only be done but seen to be done. In this case, advocate for the claimant was a former junior of the arbitrator. With regard to the earlier arbitration proceedings referred by respondents, it was contended that at that time appellant was not aware that the advocate was a former junior of the arbitrators. As held by the apex court in international authority, the purity of administration requires that the party to be the proceeding should not have an apprehension that the authority is biased and is likely to decide against the party. But in this case, advocate was a former junior is not a ground for inferring bias. He ceased to be a junior years ago merely because advocate of the claimant was much earlier stands his counsel as a junior to the arbitrators is of no consequence. Such former juniors were appear against the seniors in various cases. It is true that the justice should not only be done by it must appeal to be done. On the facts of this case, we cannot infer any bias. Mere suspicion of this bias without any materials or substance is not a ground to set aside an award. We are of the view that there is no reason to suspect the impartiality of the arbitrator merely because of a former junior of the arbitrator was engaged by the claimants. Stop.